The recognition criteria are fundamental principles that all elements of financial statements must satisfy before they can be recognized. Accurate interpretation of IFRS and IASs require the accurate application of the recognition criteria. So let's first have a look at what the recognition criteria is. Before we get to the recognition criteria, let's put it into perspective in relation to other theory covered in Module 1. Consideration of the recognition criteria is generally not the first thing that an accountant considers when deciding whether or not to recognize an item or event. Rather, the first thing that gets considered is whether or not the item satisfies the definition of the applicable element. It is very important for you to have a detailed knowledge of the definitions of the various elements. If you are not sure or require a brief reminder of the various definitions, please refer to the knowledge pods available for Module 1. Only once the item meets the definition does the accountant then consider the recognition criteria. Now let's look at what the recognition criteria is. The recognition criteria is basically two requirements. The first requires the flow of economic benefits is probable. So the key word in this criterion is probable. There is no set definition of what probable is. The guidance given is that probable means more likely than not. So if something is likely to occur, then its chances of occurring can be described as probable. Another guidance for determining probability is to evaluate if the chances of it occurring is greater than 50%. It should be noted though that these are only guidance. The actual determination of probability requires the application of professional judgment. The second requirement is that the cost or value can be reliably measured. Reliable does not necessarily mean that the exact cost or value must be known. It simply means that there must be a high degree of certainty. For example, reasonable estimates that are considered reliable would satisfy this criterion. As with the probability criterion, this one also requires the application of professional judgment.